What's on your hat?
That would be a St. Louis Cardinals logo.
I thought it was LS.
Show's canceled.
Have you seen
fuck
my
you
baseball?
and your cubbies, okay?
No one cares. Was it baseball? Is that your softball league?
Yes,
For
it's
work?
my softball league. Yes, it's myself and a bunch of
What are
lesbians.
you doing in St. Louis? I'd watch that movie. A League of His Own. There's plenty of crying in softball.
Oh man.
The Butch manager. What are you crying at?
Rosie O'Donnell is still in the movie.
She plays for both sides.
What has she been doing lately?
Hiding.
No, she did a series. She was in a series on, I think, Amazon Prime or something.
What?
Yeah.
No,
You mean after she got canceled?
Oh.
Yeah,
She got
Oh.
canceled? For what? What'd she do?
Saying
Nothing.
really stupid things.
No,
She
was-
racist
wasn't
and
it The
lizzing out?
View that she got canceled for?
No,
She
that
said
no,
was
there
Whoopi.
was definitely they rebooted. I thought Roseanne,
Didn't-
and after
Roseanne
like,
is
an
not
episode-
Rosie
Roseanne
O'Donnell.
Barr, not Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh,
Different.
Right.
One's a lesbian.
One's a lesbian.
Different loudmouth, annoying person.
The other-
Yeah,
Others are
sorry, they look the
racist.
same to me.
There was an HBO series called I Know This Much Is True with Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo?
Actually, that there is a
Rufio?
miniseries. So she just did 5 episodes of that. And then a TV show called Smilf, which was on Showtime.
Oh, I heard good things about
Yeah,
that.
and then
the
she
show
did
itself,
some American
not
Dad
so much
stuff,
the
so.
production team.
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie with Andy McDowell where she played like a special?
Multiplicity?
No.
Where she did
That
what?
was Michael Keaton.
Oh, I get Michael Keaton and Rosie O'Donnell mixed up.
I do too.
All the time.
I see Rosie O'Donnell on the street like,
It's
oh,
the breasts.
oh no.
Oh,
I loved her in Birdman. Well, hey guys, guess what?
What?
You're there, like right there.
We're
next
here in
to me.
person.
This is
Where?
so fantastic.
Where are you?
Chris is in the bubble, but
You can hear me. You can see me.
yeah,
you can
audio
smell
quality
me.
is definitely much
amazing.
better. No.
Yes.
Oh, there he is. I can hear him. So there's Chris.
We don't want to zoom.
So
But we will shake our rumps.
we enjoyed being able to produce some content over Zoom.
sure.
No, we
The
didn't.
last 3 weeks
Well.
or so. The last 3 weeks or so have been kind of a little
We
difficult
thought about
situation
it, then we were like,
in the
yeah.
world, right?
Yeah.
The
So-
show must be paused.
So we kind of put ourselves on pause to kind of leave the platform open for, people to talk about George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement and, systematic racism as a whole. And I don't know, we kind of felt like it was time to get back to it. Derek has been awesomely busy with his real estate
He's the
stuff.
only man on the planet who's had a good 2020.
It's
I
true.
don't know how that's
But
possible.
I don't think there was
I'm
ever
lucky.
really a moment where we thought we wouldn't be back in studio. So I think
True.
we're really glad to be here. But we do definitely want to acknowledge that for all of us, Black lives do matter. We understand that some people will say all lives matter, and that's not wrong. But
From a
if
certain
all
point of
lives
view.
matter, why don't Black lives matter? Right?
100%.
So, Popcorn Tribunal, Tony, Derek, Tyler, and Chris, we definitely support the movement. So anything you want to say, Derek?
Yeah, I'm sad that it needs to be said, but at the same time, knowing many people that need to hear it, I can unequivocally say that Black Lives Matter. And
Can I get a fuck yes for that?
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, yeah. Trying to do my best to learn as much as possible
Absolutely.
about what I've probably avoided. One of my good friends, asked on Facebook, like, white people, why is this the one that
Yeah.
woke you up?
Yeah.
And I've since went back and maybe watched some videos of some that I ignored, and I'm horrified.
But that's a tough question to answer, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's nothing different about the George Floyd situation.
Except that we're all collectively going through this experience
Yes.
of frustration from being at home.
Yes.
Or many
Combined with
people are out
the
of
systematic
work.
issues at the
And
full
then-
government level.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then, we have this moron
Perfect
in
storm.
charge that is, inciting people to a very,
Very fine people.
evil way of thinking and living their
Yeah.
lives. We have to call it out. It's evil. They know what they're doing, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, racism is wrong.
Yeah,
For
I
those
mean,
of you that
shocking.
are on the fence about that
Fascism is wrong.
100%,
Yeah.
we should all be anti-fascist.
Absolutely.
In every sense of the word.
And people who fight against anti-fascism, it blows my mind. It's like fucking fascism is the opposite of
Right.
anti-fascism.
Yes. Or try to say that, people deserve to die because of their criminal past.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Or what you
No, the justice system is not meant to kill first and ask questions later.
Well,
100%.
I did just rewatch Just Mercy, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Okay. We can agree that unfortunately the system as it exists
I think the
now
system is fucking
was
broken.
built that way.
From the police
For sure.
to the
However,
prisons to the judicial system, it's broken.
I think, however, today as rational human beings, we
Yeah.
can all agree that the system should not be inherently racist and should not be shoot first, ask questions
Yeah.
later.
for sure.
The system is designed to be something that we trust and that we trust to be just.
100%.
And when we look at it, it's not.
And if we have rules for engagement with, conflict with other nations,
Why
we
does that get
should,
thrown out the window?
at the
when it comes-
at the very least,
Yeah.
we should be using those same rules with dealing with our own
Domestically, yeah,
citizens.
100%.
100%.
For sure.
Tyler, anything you want to add?
Well, I think you touched on a good point there. Well, a lot of good points, Bailey. But specifically, we are privileged white folk, and we have had, up to this point, distractions and vices to where we don't have to deal with this and we can move on and ignore it. Like,
Yep,
in
100%.
quarantine, there was, I forget his name. I'm so sorry. The runner that got shot.
Oh, Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Oh, Ahmad. Yeah, sorry.
That was like weeks before.
That was in
Yeah.
February.
And we
only got the video weeks before.
Yeah.
For sure. But even in quarantine, we moved on, and then the George Floyd thing happened. And then
100%.
Yeah.
eventually, it was like a time bomb, and we finally did something about it.
yeah.
And long overdue, for sure.
I mean, it's unfortunate that it came.
It's
to this.
and it,
Yeah.
it really does cause you to look at yourself and your life, and you have a certain amount of comfort
Yeah.
and privilege. And
100%.
I've used this time to educate myself and find some good organizations to donate to, and I urge our listeners to do the same. If you feel comfortable in the protest or you feel called to do that, absolutely do that, but stay safe out there because it's a fucking tragedy.
Yeah.
I
How
100%
they're-
agree with
how they're-
everything you just said,
how they're
except
dealing.
that I think we have to really dive into uncomfort.
Yeah.
Good point. But like I worded that wrong. What I meant to say was like if you're asthmatic or you feel like you physically cannot go out there and protest,
100%.
then
Find a way to
Educate-
share your voice.
yes,
is what you're saying.
educate
Yeah.
yourself,
Do what
educate
you can.
others,
Yeah.
and donate to where you can to help these people and this cause. But you're absolutely right, and I'm glad you called me out on that because that could have been phrased better. But yeah, we are called to uncomfort right now. Comfort is the enemy because they want us to be comfortable because
Yeah.
then we'll move on past
100%.
this, and
Yeah.
things will
Everyone
never
that's
change.
like, let's get back to normal because they want it to be comfortable again,
Yeah.
because then we can sweep things under
For
the
sure.
rug. And unfortunately, the present reality is not comfortable.
Even
And, yeah,
before-
I know that's not what you're saying. I think it's very important
That
Oh,
we
for sure.
change
Clear it and phrase
because
No,
it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
being uncomfortable watching videos I previously ignored.
Or just skip over,
It's just
for sure.
like, wow, that really fucking sucks.
like
Yeah.
we can separate ourselves from this. They can't.
100%.
This is reality.
Yeah, and that's the privilege that we have
Right.
behind us. I mean, the fact of the matter is there's just and this is kind of something to all of you listeners and whoever's watching on YouTube. If you feel like saying something to denigrate the movement that is happening right now, whether it's All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter, fuck you.
Yeah.
Black lives have to matter for everything else to matter. Because blacks are humans. That's terrible. Black people are humans. White people are humans. Mexicans are humans. So if you want all lives to matter, use your privilege, step up, and make sure that Black lives are recognized as a life that matters. That's really
100%.
what it comes down to.
Unless
It's
you're-
so fucking simple.
Unless you're Dutch, then fuck you.
I don't know what he means by that.
Well,
No,
we've
let me-
alienated Asians, we've alienated janitors, and now Dutch people.
Let
I'm
me-
sure we've alienated more
It's
than
an
that.
Austin Powers.
Let me add to that
I
real
know.
quick, though, Tony. I've seen too many of my friends on Facebook that it's like, if you believe this or if you're racist or whatever, like, I'm going to unfollow you, I'm going to unfriend you, fuck off.
How does that help?
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
And I'm not,
Educate.
and I totally understand the feeling. And some days, I mean, I'm struggling with my own parents who are in.
Oh, we all- I
unfortunately,
think
the
we all
wrong
are,
side
you
of the
know.
camp on that.
I'm not, because all my parents are
As
dead.
far
so-
as-
Well,
how do I
racist
engage?
heaven or
Should I
hell.
just ignore?
Yeah.
And some days, I mean, that is the best course of action for my life is to just not
Just
engage.
not engage, yeah.
However, I'm not unfollowing. I'm not blocking anyone because I have to have hope that, with enough info sharing or enough like appeals to reason or emotion, whatever it's going to take to just move people slowly up the rung. To at the very least acknowledge, okay, even if you don't feel personally benefited by the system, like it exists. Racism's real.
Sure.
White privilege is real.
police brutality is very,
Police
very real.
brutality is terrible and real. Prisons are overcrowded. People of color are in detention centers, which are prisons,
Yeah.
for no reason other than
Says
existing.
the Mexican on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of
Literally for
which-
no reason other than existing.
For
well,
sure.
it makes money for the system that established.
Well, that's what
the-
it's all about.
You know,
100%.
the crazy thing is you have all of these police officers that are resigning, right? Oh, 100 police officers. Good.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
you're going to resign,
them out.
we didn't
Yeah.
want you there in
Get
the
out.
first
For sure.
place.
Yeah, no, my favorite thing that I've read is a cop tweeted like, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but if they end qualified immunity, I don't want to do, I don't want to show up for anything other than like, an interaction that everyone agrees like
Yeah.
a cop needs to be there.
Yeah.
And yes, 100%
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what we want too. I'm not saying, someone posted some inane thing about like, okay, when we defund the police, like call 911 and we'll get to you in 3 to 5 days with
That's
magic
not what
wishes.
defunding the police means.
100% not.
Oh
Like
my
I
God.
still, I maybe want cops to exist in a small capacity,
Yeah.
right? I'm still trying to understand because some of my friends are still completely abolishment, and I'm not saying I'm against that.
You
I
can't
just don't
completely
know enough.
abolish some
I don't
sort
know
of
enough
a-
about
yeah.
it. However,
And that's a great point. It's okay to not know
yes,
and do research.
but
what
I
do
can
you-
absolutely say if massive reform and defunding, which
For sure.
means limiting the budget,
Yeah.
not allowing absurd amounts of overtime. Okay, here in Indianapolis, IMPD makes up 32% of our city
Yeah.
budget. 32%.
32%.
That is absurd.
Well, you know how I feel about government spending, so we
Yes.
won't get
Yeah,
into that.
absolutely.
Hashtag defund everything.
But that's the thing is we just we have to keep being vocal. We have to say like this can
Yeah.
change and needs to change and
Yeah.
it will change.
Well, on top of that, it's also opening up, because, like you said, conversations about other oppressed people of color.
Without a doubt.
we got children in cages.
Yeah.
Look at what we
For no
fucking-
reason other than being here.
Look what we
Muslims,
fucking did to the
Muslims.
Native Americans.
Yeah,
Muslims
the
for
fucking
sure.
Native
Yeah.
Americans.
And Bush's America for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
But-
sure.
Or even in
But-
Obama's America was Standing Rock 4
Yeah.
years ago. Okay.
But
Well, you know how I feel about
even if you look at the oppression of those other races of color, the numbers are minuscule compared to Black Americans.
Not disagreeing. I'm
Without
just
a
saying
doubt.
the
Without a
conversation has
doubt.
been expanded,
Yeah,
and I think people
absolutely.
are learning. Because why I bring that up is that people are looking back to what they've been taught in history, the
Yeah.
Disneyfied,
Yep.
abridged version,
Yeah.
right?
Pocahontas.
Or like Rosa Parks just sat on a
Yep.
bus for a day and everything was fine.
Right, no.
That's not what fucking happened. It was like almost a
Right.
fucking year.
381
Fucking
days. I
Ruby
think.
Bridges,
Yeah.
65 years ago.
Shit got violent.
It was only
and that's just the shit
65
we know
years ago.
about.
Yep.
That's I was almost a lot. No, I wasn't really. But all right. Well, the reality is we're here to talk about movies. Chris, is there anything that you want to add? I know you have some very strong feelings
done
about it, but I
spilt.
know you've also been kind of trying to.
You guys have touched on it too, and Tyler, I know you follow some of the stuff my wife posted. It's crazy to think that so much of this is coming from like with the overtime issue with a lot of police. The last half hour of their day is spent just looking for shit to pin on people.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Gotta make
so
a quota.
they can go overtime.
Yeah.
Not even a quota yet, just so they can
Just
Oh,
so they can make
sit
overtime.
at home and wait for the DA to respond
Yeah.
to their arrest record
Yeah.
for 2 hours of free OT.
Yeah.
And it's costing millions, tens of millions, billions maybe.
On a federal scale,
nationwide?
billions.
Yeah.
That is
absolutely.
out of our pockets.
Just that
correct.
alone.
our dollars.
And it's nitpicky shit that they're choosing. And then, of course, as everything escalates, just getting rid of that, what would that do to help things?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you weren't brutal, we wouldn't have found out about this overtime bullshit, and you could have kept just sitting on your ass. But no, you had to fucking make it difficult, didn't you?
Here's what I love about you guys and why I really enjoy doing this podcast with you. Like, I think Tyler and Chris kind of fall more on the libertarian side of things, and Derek and I.
I literally ran for city council as a libertarian.
That's true.
My boy.
Okay, fine. Not kind of. Okay. And Derek and I are definitely liberals. And
Yeah,
I
they
think we
say
would
no,
say-
and by that we just mean they want no spending, basically no
Yeah.
taxation,
Yeah.
and we
Less
think
government.
We
want-
think our tax dollars should go to helping society.
Correct.
See, I'm kind of
Yeah.
that was years ago too. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle now where I don't believe that we can't. I don't think we can get rid of all taxes.
Yeah.
We need taxes
I'm
for
not-
certain things.
yeah,
but we
I'm not that
waste so
insane
much
either.
fucking
But the other
money.
thing too is we can't do it
For sure.
overnight. That's the biggest piece. Is
Yeah.
Right.
we can't just stop things overnight because that's when anarchy happens.
Sure.
Anarchy is currently happening, and
sure.
it's fucking great.
But we can
be-
scale
Look how
down
much shit
quickly.
has gotten done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Without
the
a
little
doubt.
amount this has been going
I mean,
on.
Minneapolis voted to defund the police department.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
fucking happening.
And the criminal justice
No,
lab
no,
about
not
it.
disband.
disband and
disband.
defund. Yeah.
So, in the Criminal Justice Lab, which helped create a police-free Camden, New Jersey in 2012,
Yeah.
has partnered with the city of Indianapolis to complete research
Yeah.
that Joe has said nothing's off the table. I'm hesitant
look at
to
Seattle,
be excited.
right?
However, what Capitol Hill free zone?
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
So-
the lies though about that.
Oh my god.
Oh
my God, yeah.
Holy shit!
Fox,
Fox
Faux
News and
News.
photoshopping,
Photoshopping
the armed
armed
guy.
How many
like,
times do we have
multiple
to call them out for photoshopping?
dude, it's crazy. All right, but that
How
aside,
do they have any credibility?
understand that,
Anyway.
that if you're listening to this and you are a person of color or you are not a person of color, we support you, we hear you, we stand with you, and we will do what we can. And in that vein, what we're doing tonight is what we can right now.
100%.
We talk about movies. And so tonight
And
we're going to talk
honoring
about
black voices.
some black voices in movies.
Artists.
Well, and I'll just say one more thing too.
Yeah, sorry.
This whole thing.
Way to interrupt me, Chris.
I mean,
Jesus.
sorry. I have 3 black nieces. One, she's only 9 years old. The others are 18 and 20, and they're at that age where it scares the shit out of me. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
The
The conversations that black parents have to have with their kids
Yeah.
at 9 years old.
with what happened in
Yeah.
Louisville too,
yeah.
it's just really scary. It's shit that I never had to deal with.
Yeah.
I mouthed off to cops. I got pulled over and I pushed the limits.
You?
Yeah.
See, it's my privilege.
fucking
My
anarchist.
mother just retired from Anderson Police Department after 25 years.
know your
And
mother
I
was.
had the benefit
With
of being
APD.
both white and being able to say, look, fucker, call this person.
And the benefit
And
or the
nothing
privilege.
ever
yeah.
happened to me, not so much as a warning. And I was very lucky with that.
I would have
My
smoked
nieces,
so much weed.
no way in hell. And we
His
recently,
mother would have probably killed him.
and I don't know if you guys are even aware of this, but we just the other day had we have 2
chokehold
APD
situation?
officers, that
Yeah.
are
Yes,
suspended.
I did.
And what the fuck? Like 2 days.
2 days after
Fe-
they
no,
said
yeah,
that
2 days they
chokeholds
said
are not
no
to be
chokeholds,
used.
and the guy's literally doing nothing, and they grab him around the neck, flip him over, and pin him on the ground.
And then they're suspended with pay.
Suspended with
That's
pay.
the fucking bullshit.
That's
right
police
there.
union stuff.
How's that
and
a bad
the
thing?
The problem with that. Okay, so here's how
Why
that
should
works.
they continue to
Why
get
should
paid?
they continue to get paid?
No.
They
I know
have
why
to.
we think it's a bad thing, but like people threaten, like you'll be suspended with no pay. I'm like, cool. I'm
So,
gonna go home.
yeah.
Fuck
Here's
you.
the deal
sure.
with that. It's police union stuff, and if they don't do that, then they may not be able to charge them properly later.
Yep.
So they have
I
to
guess.
follow that union guideline. If they don't, they may not be able to do anything to them later.
Amazing.
So
It's crazy.
All
Again,
they're
it's
getting
broken
paid now,
system.
just know that they probably won't get dick later because they will get fired.
Yeah. So
It's
While we
just protocol.
transition to, I just want to say one other thing on
Yeah.
this. I've also feeling called out by some friends, for feeling that their white friends like really treat them like they're black friends.
oh
and not
sure,
just
I have a
their
black friend that
friends.
excuses
Right.
and some behaviors or something. Right?
And I felt really called out because I definitely know, in not too recent past, that I've done that.
Yeah.
To some friends, like, okay, these are my friends and these are my black friends, and that is really unfair to everyone.
Yeah.
And I want to apologize to any friends that have felt that way from me. Number one, but two, to say, okay, making sure that I don't do that any further in my life. I just have friends. But at the same time, amplifying black voices like we're doing now
Right.
is important in understanding that there's a time to single out people for their race for a reason and bringing it up.
We need to call out racism as we see it too.
Yep.
You know, even if it's something simple that you see in a comment.
Right.
You know, every WTHR article I see posted on Facebook, I post the popcorn gif and say, I'm just here for Hoosier racism. Because you know it's going to fucking happen.
Yep.
And that's just kind of, you know, my social justice warrior way of saying, fuck you racists. And
But we'll defend a piece of cloth before we'll defend anyone's lives.
Speaking of bullshit cloth, did you guys happen to see the wonderful treats while driving into my neighborhood?
Uh-oh.
My
No.
neighbor has
Oh,
displayed.
the American flag and then the Trump 2020.
No. They have the blue line
Is it the
American
blue
flag.
line flag?
God.
Desecrated
You mean the one
flag.
that desecrates the flag?
Uh-huh.
I mean, we make like swim trunks out of the flag.
My
so
favorite
it's-
thing. So
I don't wear that shit though.
they have the blue line flag, a MAGA flag under it, and then in a little sign on the ground, they have their Freemason.
Jesus.
First
You're-
of all,
you're Freemasons and you believe in this shit.
I don't trust anyone that's that into politics. You know.
The thing is, they're probably not that into politics. They're just like,
They like pissing people off.
fuck the
Yeah.
Democrats. Let's put up a flag.
Got to
Let's
get
really
those libs, you
yeah.
know.
All right. So,
So tonight we're amplifying some black voices
Yes.
and some awesomely
Yes.
wonderful artists.
I think the first thing I want to talk about really quickly is Ava DuVernay and her election to the Academy Board of Directors. Like, that's a big move. First of all, she's made some powerful shit.
Remind us.
13th, which just came out on Netflix, is
Please.
amazing.
Did you watch
Please
it?
watch that.
On my recommendation, or had you seen it before?
No, I had plans to watch it, but and then she made Selma, which was fantastic.
Well,
I
I'll say
Will
real
Follow,
quick,
which I haven't seen.
about 13th is like, you can't even necessarily say it's more of a right or left problem that
Right.
we've had racism. Just the fact that it's been
100%.
so
Yeah.
bad throughout the recent history.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
that's-
infuriate
She
you.
also made A Wrinkle in Time. Don't watch that because it was a terrible movie. But
that's not. She needs. Girl needs to make a paycheck.
no,
right?
no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, you know, movies like A Wrinkle in Time are what enabled her to make 13th, and you
Great.
know, I Will Follow.
And Selma,
Middle
for
of
sure.
Nowhere, and Selma.
There's just
Selma's
a giant.
still free on Prime right now.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
And 13th is
on
free on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And the performances in Selma were just so fucking unbelievable, and the soundtrack
Powerful.
powerful, absolutely. So that was a big deal. And then Whoopi got re-upped for 3 years on the
Can
board
we
as well,
cool.
can we
which
talk
is-
about bullshit movies like Green Book or The Help? Because I've
Please.
seen. Have you seen the immense backlash from The Help? Because
Yes.
that was the most watched movie on Netflix
I
past
have,
few weeks,
indeed.
and then people, was it who spoke out against it?
I didn't
calling
see
it
I've
anything
bullshit.
about
seen
that.
a lot of people would be like,
No, but
"Please."
like one
Oh,
of the
Netflix has been
one
like,
of the
"Please don't watch
people
that." Oh.
in the movie spoke out about it in the white savior narrative.
Oh, I
and
haven't heard that voice.
I forget who
Yeah,
it
but
was, so
see-
I don't
see,
want to.
That pisses me off. Stuff like that pisses me off because you made the fucking movie. How did you not have that feeling while you were making the
I'm not
fucking movie?
arguing with that.
You
I
know,
just find
you
that
grow.
interesting.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
mean, yeah, growth, absolutely.
That's true.
But anyways, you know,
That's
so
true.
that's kind of some movie news and what's going on. So I love that the Academy is allowing black voices to be heard.
Again,
And Ava
too little,
DuVernay
too
is-
late,
Yeah,
but-
yeah. But they're doing
Better
what
late
they
than
can
never.
now. Yeah.
good, fair
Yeah.
enough.
And I think Ava's a great voice. So I think that'd
Fantastic
be
voice.
That'll be
Excellent.
really cool.
And I hope Wrinkle in Time didn't tank her career because she's really talented.
No, she's done well after Wrinkle
Okay.
in Time. So, but yeah, so if you get a chance, watch 13th on Netflix. It's out right now. Also, watch Da Five Bloods, a Spike Lee joint that just came out as well. Another great movie. Speaking of Spike Lee, we're going to talk a little bit about BlackKklansman tonight.
Heck yeah.
Which was a movie I had wanted to see but had not actually seen.
Two of our movies came out pretty close to each other, back
Yeah.
to back. Summer 2018, I remember seeing Sorry to Bother You and BlackKklansman within
Yeah.
weeks of each other, and it was it's powerful stuff.
You know,
So,
the thing I
very-
like about the three movies we're talking about tonight, we're going to talk about Higher Learning, we're going to talk about BlackKklansman, and then we're going to talk about a movie called Sorry to Bother You.
Yes.
The thing that I like about BlackKklansman and Sorry to Bother You is it kind of put us in a position to recognize new, strong black voices.
100%.
And not the traditional
Yeah.
narratives that we're used to.
But like Lakeith-
as great as Selma is,
Yeah.
you've seen those kinds of stories
Yeah.
before. But BlackKklansman is such an inside baseball
Yeah,
thing that we
absolutely.
we would never, hear
And
about that.
the thing that I loved about BlackKklansman was you can see the evolution of all of the characters through the movie. The black characters, the white characters. Denzel Washington's kid sounds just
John
like
David
him.
Washington.
Right?
Blows
so
my mind.
good.
But he was
Man,
so
he's
good.
amazing.
So good. Yeah, I loved it. But let's start with higher learning. Okay,
Sure.
So
1995.
yeah, we had a conversation early
First
in the
episode
podcast about
ever,
John
actually.
Singleton because he just passed away.
Yep.
And we talked a little bit about higher learning, and it was an opportunity for me to kind of go back because I remembered how powerful the American flag and then unlearn over the top of it was.
Yep.
And it felt the same, when it came up this time.
This is my first time.
There was 20 minutes in the middle of the movie that I was like, what the fuck is happening? But every other minute of that movie had some sort of a powerful message.
It was
And
excellent.
realistically, the bisexual love scene between Christy Swanson and Jennifer Connelly, thank you. And then I can't remember the guy's name.
I don't
But-
know the actor.
At the same time, it was all like John Singleton went straight soft focus and like Kenny G soundtrack. And I was
Well,
like,
that's
what
the kind of sex thing you wouldn't normally see.
But I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I
what
thought
the
it was
fuck is
interesting.
happening? But then now that, when you think back about it, you think about the sexual assault that happened. And so it's kind of poignant to that storyline throughout the movie that she was able to have that kind of a moment with
This intimate.
who cares
Right.
if it was a man or a woman? She was able to have it.
Absolutely.
So that was a pretty big deal.
Well, and I mean, I think along any kind of growth pattern or, educate, however you want to talk about the topic, as we evolve, we have to include, healthy sexual
Yeah.
appetite as part of that.
Healthy sexual appetite is a part of evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our attitudes towards that have changed.
I mean,
That's
we're not
society.
we're not Europe yet, but
Well, that'll be the goal.
I'm just saying if we're going to embrace growth, then
Yeah.
I think that's part of the conversation.
no,
that
I
needs
don't.
to
I don't
happen.
disagree. The crazy thing to me though was watching, Omar Epps, early Omar Epps, and early Tyra Banks, and
I
early,
honestly forgot she was in that.
yeah, same.
Like, I think that and Life Size came out the same year.
Right? The whole cast. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, I know
Ice
you and
Cube.
you and you and you.
Busta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Busta.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays Remy, what's the actor's name?
I don't. I can't.
I only know him as the dad in Atypical.
Yes, but he's also been very politically outspoken lately. So I'm trying to.
Damn. Atypical's great.
Right?
It's David or Daniel or something, I can't remember. But the cool thing for me was I think that was one of the first things that Cube did on TV, like
Not sure.
from an acting standpoint.
Friday.
And I thought he was fucking fantastic. I think Friday was when was Friday?
I thought that was like
his
92,
debut,
yeah.
I thought. Yeah, it was early 90s.
No,
was John
Friday was
Singleton.
95.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Same year?
Did he do both those? John
I mean-
Singleton did Friday, right?
I don't recall.
What was I looking
I'm gonna
at?
be
Higher
upset.
Learning was 95 as well. so
100%. We know that. Singleton wrote, directed, and produced.
I'm going to be upset if I'm wrong.
if you're wrong about what?
I think Singleton.
Michael Rappaport, that's his name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought he did Friday. No, F. Gary Gray, who did that. He did a lot of cool stuff, but he also did that shitty Men in Black movie. With
Let's not talk about that.
Um,
But yeah, Singleton wrote, directed, produced this.
yeah.
I thought the casting was phenomenal.
There was some highly dynamic new film techniques in the movie too. Did you notice the depth of field from you had a close up and then you had
Oh, yeah, I
like a
did.
two shot.
it wasn't like that obnoxious 90s close up either. It was
Right.
very artfully done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I thought it was extremely
So
well
from a
done.
filmmaking, I've always been a John Singleton fan from a movie standpoint, right? But then you look at the writing and how powerful it was in this movie, and like you watched Omar Epps' character come in from this egotistical jock to kind of transitioning into this naive, privileged athlete. And then all of a sudden realizing, well, shit, racism exists, and it's right here on campus with me.
That's kind of the story of what's been going on, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Unfortunately.
was so relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the scene where he tells his roommate that he's moving in with Cube, and I thought that was beautifully done because the guy's like, why? It's
Yeah.
not me.
I'm not supremacist.
I'm
man.
not that.
That's what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it's kind of crazy that a movie made in 95, 25 years ago, is still so well, first of all, it's fucking sad.
Well, it's real
that
sad.
It's still
But
relevant
that's,
today.
because we've been blind
Yeah.
to it, right? Because we've been normal and comfortable.
Yeah.
It, it's like it's yesterday.
Yeah. But then you go back and you watch it, and you have the group of white supremacists with the guy from The Replacements that was the crazy muscle-bound guy. And it's just like, I was watching something the other day about Sharp, and it was talking about how
Sharp?
not all skinheads are Nazis.
Okay.
Sharp is an organization of skinheads.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
It's skinheads against racial something or other.
Right on.
But basically, so
Can I join that group?
at a majority of these
I
protests.
want that for you.
So the thing is that the skinhead organization was around in the 70s, right? The
Okay.
early 70s. And they weren't this racist organization that was happening. There were offshoots just like there are with any major organization.
I knew the skinheads were like Christianity in that regard.
Or Mormons.
Are there denominations of Mormons?
There's the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and then there's the
And
Church
the
of
no fundamentalists.
the ones with 20 wives and the one with one wife.
get-
But yeah, so I've been learning a lot about, there are skinheads that are out protesting with the Black Lives Movement people right now. Because just because we're a skinhead doesn't mean we're a Nazi. There's a different mentality behind the way our group functions. And so that's why we talk about education and we talk about movies and storytelling and things like that. And that's where education becomes so important. Selma had such a great story behind it. Not only was it a historical movement, right? But what happened leading up to that? What happened?
And
in
it didn't
Selma?
Disneyfy it or sugarcoat
Yeah.
it. It's like, this
Yeah.
is what fucking happened.
This is
So
what
then
it
you
looks
look at
like.
higher learning in 95, and while it's sad that it's still relevant in today's society, you had a powerful black man who wrote it, who directed it,
Got it made.
who produced it, and got it made. And like I said before, I remember sitting in that theater, and I was the only white kid in that theater. And at the end, nobody fucking moved. It was just silent, and we just sat there. And then when we left the theater, it was just like, man, that was a movie-going experience. That was powerful. Nobody cared that I was the white guy. Or nobody cared that, he was the black guy or anything like that. And it wasn't an empty theater.
I had the same exact experience with Fruitvale Station back in
Michael
college.
B. Jordan.
I haven't seen that yet.
Same.
Oh, phenomenal.
It's
Is it?
about police brutality. It's kind of the last few hours of Michael B. Jordan's character's life.
Yeah, it's a
before
New Year's
that
Eve.
happens.
Not Chicago. Right?
Spoiler alert.
It's he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember the name. He did Black Panther and he did Creed, and he's great. And I would know his name, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, I know. I know this.
Why
guy
can't I
too.
think of it?
What the heck?
The director?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did Creed. He did Black Panther.
When did it come
Coogler.
out?
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, Coogler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a minute.
When
Sorry.
did it come out in Fruitvale Station?
2014 or 2015? I can't
13.
remember.
Because
I was wrong.
we talked about this before that I love everything Michael B. Jordan's in. It can
Oh,
be a
for
terrible
sure.
movie, but if he's
Fantastic Four in that awkward moment.
in
They're
it,
not great, but he's
even
fantastic.
with Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
in it, yeah,
For
Yeah,
sure.
it is Ryan
What's
Coogler.
the-
Good job.
That awkward moment. I fucking love that movie, but I love it because of the awkwardness of Michael B. Jordan.
Well, he's just great.
The boner peeing scene in that movie.
That's all I remember from that movie, to be honest with you. But
So-
I real quick, 'cause
Yeah.
you were speaking to this movie's still relevant. Why is that? And I think the MAGA mindset is dangerous because
It is.
it's not that America was ever great, because we've always had problems with racism and prejudice and so forth.
Did you catch that subtle dig in BlackKklansman, by the way?
Of course.
Okay, just
Well,
making
it's
We'll
sure.
some-
get to that.
Some people honestly feel that was the greatness, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes. It is.
It's MAGA is all about we're gonna go back to a time where we pretend all this shit wasn't happening,
correct.
and
Or it can
be controlled.
reinstate it and make it
sure, and
controlled.
we've bought into that because we were fortunate enough to be born the way we were born.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and I don't get that where any sense of patriotism comes if you actually do a little digging. Like,
It's like the Confederate flag thing. The Confederacy
don't
was around for
understand.
less than 5
Yeah.
fucking
I
years.
don't
4 years.
understand.
It was
Yep.
4 fucking years.
If
And
you
the
can
flag wasn't even around for a full 4 years.
Right.
Well, the modern day Confederate flag that everyone wants was never actually the
yeah,
flag.
yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
It was a piece of the flag.
Weird
Dukes of
side
Hazzard
note,
was
you guys-
on the air longer than the Confederacy
I
lasted.
was actually about to touch on that. So you guys all know that I'm a car guy. I own an old Mopars Dodge, which everyone associates with the Charger and the General Lee. And everyone's like, I don't understand why everybody hates that flag. Dukes of Hazzard wasn't about racism. Great. Yeah, but the flag was. Just because they chose the wrong fucking symbol for the show doesn't mean that symbol is okay.
100%.
The show may have had a good moral compass.
I mean, but
they
realistically,
fucked up big
though,
time.
Boss Hogg was clearly a fucking racist.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And the whole thing about Dukes of Hazzard was the Confederacy will rise again, right? That was kind of a
Self-rise
piece
again,
of the
yeah.
whole
It's just
thing.
so funny. People defend the flag because of that fucking TV show.
right.
It's like a TV show from the 80s.
Right.
Doesn't change
If
historic.
you watch that shit,
I mean, Knight Rider, why are cars no longer talking?
Yes.
Jesus.
some of them are.
So, so higher learning, Derek. So, did you see it in 95 or?
No, this was actually my first time.
Really?
I wasn't even 2 yet, so.
As I mentioned, my parents are on the wrong side of history.
Yes.
I was not exposed to.
Can we talk
any
about that
kind
real
of
quick?
politics.
Just because
Sure.
I think that's an interesting discussion, and my
Sure.
friend had an interesting theory about that.
Please.
What it's like to
That
grow up
generation
in a-
feels entitled because they did something, because I guess they were around during the civil rights movement. So I guess in their mind, they're programmed to think this is all fixed. So why are we
Oh
bunch
yeah.
of libs bitching about this? And
Yeah, my dad's like there is no systemic racism, and like most people aren't racist, just don't be an ass. That's
well, they'll always
100%
be like, "Oh,
what
I'm
he
not
thinks.
racist." They'll talk about like the 2 black friends,
Yeah.
or
Correct.
acquaintances.
Oh no, let's be honest though that my father is a racist. His one black friend growing up, they nicknamed Poop.
Jesus.
So
See,
that's the house I was brought up in.
Well, I think.
I was
No, you go, Chris. I'm sorry.
I was kind of lucky in that so I had a grandfather who was born and raised in Kentucky. Not the best situation for not being racist when you're born in the 20s in Kentucky.
100%. Can't imagine.
But
Can't drink. What else are you gonna do?
He
Be
worked at a
racist? I
local
don't know.
factory here.
Did he and Mitch McConnell grow up together?
But he worked at Lynch Machinery his
Well,
entire
that's
life.
ironic.
And Lynch, well, no.
Jesus
So Lynch Machinery, they got moved to Georgia.
Sorry.
Read the room, Tyler.
Sorry.
No. So they got moved to Georgia in the 80s, and he went down there as a foreman. And when he got there, they were flying the Confederate flag above the American flag and
Gross.
openly
Above.
using the word
Oh no.
in the factory.
No.
Right?
No.
He was a World War II vet. That shit didn't fly then when he was on a ship in the Pacific, and it drove him crazy, and he put a stop to it the best he could while he was there.
Good.
And we're talking about a guy who was born and raised in the hills of freaking Kentucky.
Amazing.
Yeah. He was
Well, yeah,
woke,
that's how
he
I
was
feel
woke
about-
AF. Yeah.
Right.
Flip side, other side of my family, highly questionable, lots of racism. Really fucking sucks to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
For sure.
And both of my parents voted for Trump. They didn't really want to. They kind of got confused and did it. My dad now hates Trump. My mom, I don't know what's going on, but she also worked for a police department for 25 years and rationalizes all that shit. But we try.
That's what they all do, though.
Yeah.
But
We'll rationalize it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you have to sit back and rationalize something, this should be your first red flag. Why do you have to rationalize?
But that guy was on probation 25 years ago. He deserved to have his head. shoved
Did
into
you
the
did you
fucking
read
ground.
did you see the levels of meth that were in George Floyd?
No.
Right, it was micrograms, like 0.005.
The fact that people
micrograms.
think any of that matters.
And it doesn't.
What's funny
it
is
doesn't
that could have
matter.
happened if he had been taking Sudafed on a regular
Yeah.
Could have
basis.
been a
Exactly.
rapist
Yeah.
and a crackhead. You don't kill a man in the
You
middle
still
of the street.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
For 9 minutes.
He may have had a sinus infection. He didn't deserve to die.
Yeah.
Nope.
For sure.
So, but you were saying that you grew up in an environment where.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it was extremely
wasn't woke,
overt.
right?
It was extremely overt. I mean, other than knowing that he called somebody that and kind of snickering, it was never. I mean, we grew up in an extremely white town.
Yeah.
Just not anything I had to encounter.
Where'd you grow up?
North Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
And I only say North Canton because Canton proper is
It's not necessarily a white town.
Not at all. I
Yeah.
mean, inner city, extremely diverse student population.
Yeah,
We
restaurants
lived
close at 7
in
o'clock
the suburbs
on purpose.
Like,
Yeah.
okay. And then they moved me, and I sometimes wonder if we moved school districts when I was about to start high school to get whiter.
No.
Oh.
I can't say that for
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, that definitely happened.
Yeah,
It was more even more white from North Canton, which is still Canton, to a suburb called Uniontown.
Yeah.
Where my class of 275 had maybe 3-5 black kids.
Gotcha.
So,
Like Carmel, where my kids go.
100%.
Yeah.
There's really. You should.
No, it's there's-
Heritage
trust me,
was bad.
Heritage is a private school. too,
130 in my graduating class, like maybe 2 or 3 black kids. Awful.
So, but yeah, now my dad is like, doesn't do anything political on Facebook until now. And of course, when you try to hint at calling him out, then of course he's the one posting the Candace Owens video. And
God.
basically just thinking
why do they go for
Because
that?
they really-
look
She's
for that
black.
shit.
no, they
makes
do.
an
They really
excuse.
think black
Yeah.
people are monolith,
ooh,
and
where's
so
the
they're going to
person of
find
color that's gonna
they're
further
gonna
my
find
narrative.
the 1%
Right.
that furthers their own narrative,
Yeah, yeah.
and they think that like, oh look, it's a black voice that's saying this, therefore
0.1% of black people
Yeah.
are agreeing with me. Therefore, I am
right.
Speaking of, Dave Chappelle flamed the shit out of her.
Dude,
Good.
on Twitter.
Good.
Awesome.
No, on 846.
So
which
did you see
everyone
what-
should
Oh,
I,
watch?
I just saw you post that.
Everyone
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah, I need
as
to
soon
watch
as
that.
possible.
840. It's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You can also stream
No,
it on
YouTube. Sorry,
YouTube.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
I
But
will say.
everyone needs to watch it immediately. Pause
Yeah.
this. Go watch it. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Turn this off and go watch it. It's much better, actually.
I mean, sure, please.
But come back, please.
I never understood why like upbringing is always the go-to excuse. Because like you said, unlearn. Like my father, not the most perfect man in the world. Like his father's super racist. That whole side of the Yankees. Like my uncle, won't say which one, is one of the biggest fans of the Confederacy and all that. He collects like little figurines and does
Yeah.
dress up and shit. And
He's also a fan of the Cleveland Browns. Every other team that loses all the time.
for sure. But my dad's got his problems.
That was a
but
football joke. I forgot Tyler wouldn't get that one. so.
That's true.
My family's Brown fan too. That's funny.
That is funny.
Well, we're from Canton, so I mean that was the
makes
closest
sense.
team.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No, it's all
your train
good.
of thought.
Like he exposed me to black artists, like when they were some of my favorite things in the world growing up. Like I saw vintage SNL when I was way too young.
Yeah.
Like my dad just watched the shit out of it.
With Eddie Murphy
He
being-
loves Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be him. I thought
That's
he was the
awesome.
funniest shit, and I didn't realize
Oh, Eddie
his-
Murphy was hilarious.
as a
but at
little
the same
kid,
time,
like,
he was straight up being used
the
by
fact.
SNL.
Oh, for sure, and
Yeah.
it's his tragic upbringing that
Yeah.
makes him so funny because he's
Yeah.
able to speak to those places. But
I mean, characters like Buckwheat and things like that. It's like,
it's like a parody.
you
of-
fucking
of-
kidding me?
of-
Yeah.
yeah, of what.
and then that got Jimmy Fallon in trouble for doing his blackface impersonation of Eddie Murphy for SNL. Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah, people were trying to cancel Fallon for a couple
I wish
months.
they had let him.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, your first impression of higher learning, though. So,
No, it was
Oh, real quick, just to sum it up. Like, no matter where you've come from, you can unlearn
Yeah.
and be on the right side.
100%.
It's never
I mean,
too late.
obviously.
it's never too late.
Never too late, and I appreciate you. I mean,
And the
asking
biggest,
about
the
that.
biggest thing you can ever do is admit that you were wrong.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
grow from that because
Yes.
you're human.
And that's what I'm saying is I'm gonna continue to struggle with, some of my family have really encouraged me on Hannah's side, much more left leaning and caring people have been like, you're probably not gonna change them,
yeah.
love them somehow.
All you can do is better yourself, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
and,
is-
and I
that
and
is the hard
I
thing
get
to
where
do.
they're coming from, and I really appreciated their outreach to me, obviously, but at the same time I can't give up hope that they can change.
Yeah.
You have to keep to try to
Um,
educate them. You can't give up
Right.
on them.
I mean, I agree. I probably shouldn't spend too much energy on that when they don't want to change.
But the benefit of being a human being is that when you are around people that have a different mindset,
Yep.
when they don't force feed it to you, that's when you're more susceptible to learning.
Exactly.
So
When it's a
just continue to
conversation.
be you.
and that's what I'm saying
And,
is
yeah.
I mean I was explosive on my mom more than my dad, just because I kind of gave up on my dad a while ago. Didn't realize that my mom might need more help too. And so I did come off pretty harshly, and it didn't go very well, obviously. But I am hoping to re-engage on a, gentle education level and continue to have hope.
Well, there is something to be said about the art of civil conversation that's slowly dying. And I agree, like, outrage is justified, especially right now.
Yeah.
And I get it. If you're out there yelling at people. And
But it's probably not
telling
going
them-
to change anyone.
No. But there's something to be said, like, here's my perspective. Let me listen to yours, and let's have a conversation.
Totally. I 100%.
There was a quote that I put up on Facebook, and it was from Higher Learning, and it says, "Without struggle, there is no progress." Right, and that's Frederick Douglass.
Yep.
And that goes to exactly what you're speaking about. There's going to be a level of discomfort. There's going to be a
As there should
level
be.
of re-education.
Right. And that's all I want to say is I don't want to consider myself in any way elevated. I still have a lot more learning to do or unlearning, however you want to think
But you're
about
open.
it. I'm extremely open.
Yeah, and that's the fucking biggest step you can take. If
No.
you're not open, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not claiming to be any authority figure on this subject. We're out there with you, learning, and trying to be better
There's no
people.
way that we can empathize.
Right.
No way that
We'll
we
never
can
know
look-
what that's like.
There's
And
no way
that's
I can look at a
shitty,
black
and
man
that
and know
sucks.
what it's like to have a cop walking up to my car.
Right.
There is
And be that
absolutely
afraid for
no
our
way.
lives.
100%.
Like, if we get pulled over,
100%.
like, oh, fuck, I'm going to pay it.
No, exactly. That was the
dick.
best thing
Yeah.
I've read on white privilege lately. Like, things that go through my head, someone tweeted, right? Things that go through my head when I'm pulled over.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this. Fuck this
Right.
guy. This is bullshit.
Right.
Like, how much is this going to cost? Like, what fuck?
Right. And
And then
things that go through a black
not
man's
ever
head.
do
Yeah.
I wonder, is this how I'm
Is
going to
this-
die?
Yeah,
Is he
exactly.
going to pull a gun on me and
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
his fucking
And I mean,
foot on my
yeah,
throat?
and like on that note too, like I think how you said, or what Chris said, like he would be like, "Fuck, call this number."
Yeah.
The last time I was pulled over, I had gave them major attitude
Yeah.
because like I didn't have time for this. I mean, he was sitting with his lights off, and there was no cars, and I was maybe going 2 miles an hour through
Yeah.
the stop sign.
Yeah.
Oh, I've said shit like, what are you going to do? Rent a cop? Put me in jail? Fuck you.
Right, exactly. But
I'm still out.
for many,
and
many
alive.
people,
I'm still
unfortunately,
I'm still that guy that at 44, if I get pulled over, my hands are at 10 and 2 and they're shaking. It's always been.
Oh,
a
I have
thing.
massive anxiety, but, if
But
you piss
I've
me off, I know
never
what to do.
worried. I've never worried that the guy's gonna walk up to my car with a gun drawn.
No, never.
For sure.
And that is,
And that's
and
shitty.
it's so shitty that is privilege.
And the
Yeah,
fact
but
that the
it's
people
so
who've been
privileged.
victim to horrible racism their whole life are in charge of fixing it somehow.
That's what I loved
Right.
about
That's
Ice
not fucking
Cube
fair.
in fucking Higher Learning, though, right? He was the one that was just calling out the cops.
Yes. My
And
God, that was my favorite
fucking
scene.
great, dude.
Is when the car pulls up and it's Ice Cube
Yeah.
and Busta, and the cops are like, "Show your ID." He's like, "Show me your ID,"
Show
and
me
then he
your
shines
ID.
a flashlight
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
eyes. I'm like, "Damn,
Yes,
that
yeah.
is powerful
Yeah.
right there."
Yeah. So, and I'm not. That wasn't trying to bring it back to the movie because I'm fully open to this conversation throughout.
No, it's good. I do
We're
love
supposed to
talking
spark
movies. Obviously,
conversation.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what good art,
yeah.
and that's what we're doing.
I don't think I have anything else to add, though. I mean, like I said, I thought it was great writing.
Did you
It was
feel?
captivating?
For me, it's interesting to know that this is the first time that you've
Sure.
seen it because I saw it in the theater when it came out, right?
I was 9.
And so, fuck you.
I wasn't even 2, so
I was 17. And so, for me, I felt the power then.
Sure.
And as sad as it is, the question is, did you feel that in 2020?
Oh, 100%. I thought it was
Maybe
that's
more
what I'm
than
saying.
ever.
It was
Yeah.
extremely captivating. And yeah, I was just like, holy fuck, this is extremely relevant.
Yeah.
25 years
When
later.
was Rodney King, Chris? Do you remember?
Was that 93?
I thought it was 93.
I think it was just before Higher Learning came out. I think that was kind
Well,
of
it was
the,
because
either
the
92 or
officers were
93.
acquitted. That's what started the LA riots.
yeah, yeah.
you know what's
93
shitty?
then.
Now that you bring
No,
that up?
92.
2. Yeah,
92.
April 92.
When we saw Just Mercy in theaters, what, in January?
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yes.
I was moved by it.
yeah.
I
can't
rated
bring
it
myself
3
to watch
stars,
it again, believe it
and
or
I
not.
moved on. I rewatched it the other night. I went back and rated it 4 stars. It's
Did
like
you?
this should not have. I should not have waited until this was really
Yeah.
impactful to be moved by this
Yeah.
and angered by this as much as I am now.
And
Like
that-
I was plenty angry
Sure.
and upset when I saw it, but
Yeah.
white privilege, you move on to the next thing because that's what we do.
Yep.
Yeah,
But now I can say that I have donated to the Bail Project. And while it's a small nod, because there's a lot of problems with Amazon spending. However, there's some things that I'm going to continue to purchase from them, let's be honest. So smile.amazon.com.
Yeah.
I plan to change my charity to Equal Justice Initiative.
Mine was the Carmel Ovation Choirs, but yeah, I've made the change as well. But at the same time, I was really kind of impressed, speaking of Amazon, with Jeff Bezos, what he came out and
I
said.
haven't seen
He's
his
by far the
statements
least evil
Well-
of all the evil billionaires out there.
No, so there were,
on this particular topic.
Amazon put out their Black Lives Matter statement, right?
okay.
And they had this big long, and it was a great statement of solidarity and all this fun stuff.
But if you're not Ben and Jerry's and you got no balls, then what are you even
Right.
doing?
Ben and
You're
Jerry's.
You just,
But some people were responding and were like, "Well, this is the last time I'm going to shop with Amazon." And Bezos
oh,
responded.
but the child labor never tipped you off. You
Bezos-
fucking
That's what I'm saying. There's still
Fucking
lots
asshole.
of problems we got to address with Amazon.
Bezos responded and was basically like, "Well, fuck you then. We don't want your business." And he did that multiple times.
Excellent.
And for someone who has been quiet throughout a lot of things that have happened, for me it wasn't an Amazon PR person coming out and making the statement. It was fucking Bezos making
And
it.
yeah, or
For
that
sure,
he didn't
for
use
sure.
the post because he's made some stances in the past, obviously under the guise.
Target's
of
done the
those,
same
but
thing.
They have.
They
got a
they've
long way
always
to go too.
Yeah, oh yeah, but
a lot of
but here's the
corporations
thing,
do. Let's be
we
honest.
talked a little bit about it earlier that things aren't going to change overnight,
100%.
right? But we're seeing people that have been silent in the past that are making strides.
I like it.
And all we can do is accept those strides.
I'd argue we'd all been silent in the
But
past.
then
Well,
you look at
obviously
people like
we have,
Facebook
yeah.
who don't make strides until their employees stage a sit-in.
Yep.
And then they put out these stupid tone-deaf statements
Jeez.
and then completely refuse to censor
100%.
the
I
leader
will-
of the whole thing. So it's one of those things where
And you saw someone recently copy and pasted Trump's words, and
they
they
got banned
flagged.
within 10 days. Yeah,
oh
got
god,
their
that's a
account
whole other
deleted.
conversation.
Word
Like,
for word.
We've
We don't
watched
have
we've
the
watched
time for the
Chris.
Facebook episode
We've
right
watched
now.
Chris get his account
Yep.
deleted.
I got a warning last week for not calling someone a bitch, but saying, "Why are we bitching about whatever?"
Right.
Oh
and
my
I
gosh.
got a warning for that.
Yeah. So it's it's one of those and Twitter is so far the only social media company that's stepped up and finally said enough is enough. And the best part is it took Trump saying, "Well, social media is unfair to me," for them to say, "Okay, you want us to be fair to you? Here you
Yep.
go. We'll be fair to you."
But actually, while we're on Twitter, though, if we're going to talk about billionaires we actually like, holy fuck, Jack Dorsey, okay?
Okay,
Jack
he literally
Dorsey,
gave 20%
Yeah.
of his entire wealth away to help fight COVID.
So I'm gonna
20%.
which is
I
more
wanna
than most elected officials.
I
want to
show you guys something.
Oh,
So
it's
All
more than
shades of
anyone.
fucked up. Yeah,
I lost my job back in November.
I was like, Tony, no.
Jack Dorsey sent me $250
Amazing.
Was that what that was?
because I fucking tweeted about losing my job.
Fantastic.
Good show.
Like, how fucking cool is that?
That's
I
really
always
cool.
have in my cash app.
Yeah.
He wasted it on booze, but still thanks.
No, I mean it paid my car insurance.
That's
Some Taco Bell. too.
but
I'm just
I
fucking
didn't
with
expect that to happen.
100%. Yeah.
Why
That's what
would you?
were.
You
For
know,
sure.
he posted a tweet and he's like, everyone's affected. Tell me your stories. And I just posted my story, and next thing you know,
Phenomenal.
right there.
Love it.
And I didn't even give him my Cash App name. I don't know how he came up with it. So
Well,
that's a little scary.
we should probably worry about that. part of
Okay,
it.
Twitter, what
But
are you doing?
it's a verified account, and
yeah, that's
for
probably
me, it
how
was
your
like,
phone number is on the verified. And
Yeah, my
the
phone number's
number's
verified.
tied
with
to
Yeah,
my
my
that
Cash
Cash
works.
App.
That works.
But yes, you're absolutely right. For billionaires who are making a statement and trying to go about making change. And the sad thing is with the billions of people on Twitter, it's one of those things where you can't make a sweeping change overnight.
Absolutely. Well, they control the system.
They
so
even
in some
rolled
way-
out the 240 character change over an 8-month period of time.
Fair.
So-
Can I say something around the subject
No.
of social media?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
If you are out there protesting and getting involved in everything, which is great, don't make it about you.
Yes.
This is not about you.
Yeah.
100%.
So every time you're like, I donated to this place and I did this and I protested and I'm just exhausted because I gotta wake up and go to work in my safe neighborhood tomorrow. Don't make it about you.
No, the only time you should be, if you want to say I donated, only do it as a call
So
to action.
other people can donate
please.
for sure.
So
So
that-
for sure.
That's the Chappelle angle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All these people are like, you need to say something. You need to say something. And, he starts with that whole thing. He's like, I dare someone to say my fucking name. I dare you to say my name. Because it's like, he's been saying this stuff for years. But right now is not a celebrity's turn.
Remember when
to
we
stand up
just
and
turned
say
on
something.
him last year?
He goes, nobody fucking cares
did.
what Ja Rule thinks. Old joke from Chappelle, but he used it in this. But it's like, no, seriously, nobody cares what celebrities have to say. The streets are speaking for themselves right now.
That bullshit.
People are speaking for
No
themselves.
one is more tone deaf than celebrities during a crisis.
So here's the interesting thing. Literally 20 minutes before I left to come here tonight, I was reading an article on BuzzFeed about KJ Appa.
Don't know who that is.
He was in that uber Christian movie about the singer Jeremy, whatever his
Jeremy
name
Camp.
is. Jeremy Camp.
Oh, I had to see that.
But he's also
Stand
in
with me
Riverdale.
or something.
I didn't know that.
So he, some people were giving him flack on Twitter for not coming out and speaking in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. And his response was basically, I don't have to come on Twitter and say that I've attended protests to feel good about myself.
For sure.
And people have been giving him shit about that. But the reality is he's exactly fucking right. It's like when you go through Starbucks and you pay for the 2 cars behind you, don't brag about it on Facebook.
No, never.
You know, he's making his stand in his own way, and his way is to be silent on social media and to actually have the physical actions of doing it.
Activism and community service and all that shit should not be done just to make you feel good. or make you
However, I
feel-
think complete silence and not addressing the movement at all.
I think
is
there's a fine
also
line, but as long as you're
irresponsible.
not making it about you, it's
Yeah.
like, here's all the things you
Exactly.
can do to help these people. Not here's all the things
But- and
I
that's- and
did.
that's
But
the
just not
thing.
talking about the movement or like
Yeah.
change.
You should
at
be
all
having
is
conversations and talking
unacceptable.
about the
Yes.
movement.
Did you see these Instagram people after like all these riots first started and windows were being smashed? Like the next day, there were people taking video of these.
Oh, they were posing.
They
in
were
front
posing.
Of, yeah.
They would walk up to
Instagram
people cleaning up
influencers.
glass and pretend they were
Yeah.
doing it.
Oh
get a
my
little
God.
bit.
But
of
I'm
video,
talking about tone
and then
deaf
leave.
shit like that. Or even
Tone
if you
deaf
are,
shit like this,
hell.
like fucking Gal Gadot singing with
Oh,
a group
yeah.
of like 8 people. What song?
Imagine.
from their
Imagine.
mansions. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think the celebrity fuck up this time is when they're what was like a video where they're like, I'm standing up against racism, and like exactly what you said. Whereas instead of what you said was like a conversation.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm gonna fix racism through my actions because we're celebrities and we're
Right.
better than regular people. And it's
But then you have the people that are silent, like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, who have donated, I think, up to $5
There you go.
million dollars.
absolutely.
You know, and it's things like that where you don't have to come out and make a social statement.
Sure.
You can make a statement in other ways.
There's a fine
Ryan
line.
Reynolds. He'll
but-
just start like another company.
Yeah.
Oh, for
that
sure.
does something good. But he has like 100 companies now.
I mean, Mint Mobile is what, $10 a month for unlimited calling and texting, right? And
I thought
it's
Van Wilder would be such a good businessman.
right.
Right?
So but he also understands that any PR is good PR, and that good
From
PR
a certain
does
point of view.
everything except
most
for
part, yeah.
make your, So
Should
we transition back to movies?
This
Or,
is
I mean,
rabbit
I'm okay
trail
with
the
this
episode.
conversation.
Yeah.
but, yeah.
Whatever
Well, I mean, I
you-
think at the very least we should.
We're about 3 minutes shy of an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, we can make it a longer episode.
Well, let's transition to BlackKklansman.
Yeah, let's just move on.
So Higher Learning, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. I paid
I paid $4 on Amazon.
yeah, $4 to watch it, and well worth it. So BlackKklansman, I had never seen that.
Oh, Hannah and I saw it in theaters.
Me too.
John David Washington was fucking exceptional, right? And
Unreal.
the parallels between that and Sorry to Bother You. With
Well, the fact that they came
white
out-
guy, the white guy voice cracked me up.
Yeah, the fact that they came out so close together, and here's
Yeah.
like, here's the one that actually happened, and here's the more fantasy,
Yeah.
Yep.
abstract version of
Yeah.
that.
So
And they're both just as powerful, just in different ways.
Adam Driver actually was probably, I don't know, I'm starting to like him more and more.
I love
I've always
Adam
loved
Driver.
Adam Driver.
I've liked him, but I've never even in Marriage Story, that was really kind of the first time that I was like, this guy. I mean, in Girls, he played the same thing every episode, and he was kind of manic and kind of all over the place.
it's called Range.
Not when you're playing manic every episode. That's not Range. That's
Oh, for sure.
But then and then you see him in the Star Wars stuff, and then
You will cry at the death of an elderly Harrison Ford.
100%.
yeah. But
Or even when he shows up as like a ghost image
Oh
with his
my
unkept
gosh.
hair. And you can tell he doesn't want to be there, but Adam's so fucking good.
we're back on Star Wars. John David Washington sounds like his father. Like if you
Yep.
close your eyes, he sounds
Such a
exactly
distinctive
like Denzel.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very
it's
much
funny.
so.
Someone just did a huge piece on them. I'm gonna totally butcher. I don't know if. Look, I apologize, listeners. I really don't recall if it was Esquire or Forbes or
Oh, I forgot
Oh,
Ryan
about
Coogler's
two of
name.
them?
You're fine.
about John David Washington. Like
Okay.
someone did a deep dive. I want to say maybe it was Atlantic. It doesn't like I'm sure if you just Google John David Washington right now, like
It was a recent article.
yeah,
Okay.
this like literally within the last 2 weeks, how he never even didn't really want to act, did not want to be in his father's shadow at all. Focused on football career,
Huh.
got injured, decided to go back to his passion. I mean, he loved acting, but he didn't ever want to be his dad. And even when he
Well,
actually
but
got
think
the
of
part,
think of the pressure of living up.
well, exactly. When he got the part for Ballers, he didn't even tell his family until he got the part. Like, he didn't even tell him he was auditioning or anything. So he in no way traded on his father's name. And I 100%
It was
just
Esquire, by the way.
thank you. That was my first. That was the first thing I said,
it
right?
was the untold
All
story of John
right.
David
Yes.
Washington.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody read that because it's really good deep dive into who John David Washington is and how he never trades on his father's name and doesn't need to because he is amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited for Tenet. You know,
Yes.
I love everything Christopher Nolan does.
As do I.
But
Don't dislike it.
it's all right. All I have to say is he loves The Evil Dead, and that makes me feel so much better about everything.
We
I
love
mean,
you,
you
Tai
can.
Tai.
No,
It's been a long time, buddy. It's been a long
It's
time.
fine.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'm a
read that
man of
article about John
variety.
David Washington and definitely watch BlackKklansman.
Yeah. So it was fantastic.
BlackKklansman?
Did you know
Klansman.
Steve Buscemi's brother was in it too? I didn't even
I
know.
didn't know he
was in
had
it.
a brother.
Yeah, he was the older police officer.
John Buscemi, right?
I think it's Matthew Buscemi.
The elder Buscemi?
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, Adam Driver was excellent in it. John David was amazing. Spike Lee
Michael
directed,
Buscemi.
right?
Yeah. That's the thing is I forgot how good of a director Spike Lee is.
Spike's
Brilliant.
You know,
rarely
and-
off his game, I feel.
Yeah, no, but in this, I mean, from a visual standpoint, the movie was just fantastic. You know, but then you had the writing that was amazing, and you know the story and the acting. I couldn't find a weak link in the movie.
And I went in not knowing it was based on
Yeah.
something that actually occurred.
Yeah, yeah.
And just like at the end of the movie was just like blown away.
yeah, they did. I read an interview with the
The
detective.
guy that John
yeah,
is
he
based
still
on.
he still has his membership card to the
Phenomenal.
KKK.
Amazing.
Phenomenal.
Topher Grace's David Duke, I think, was the least favorite piece of it for
Well,
me.
that's the best.
No,
that's
I
the
thought
only
it-
other role I liked him in.
Really?
I thought he did really
he's
well.
perfect in that 70s show and this. Everything
Yes.
else, I hate him
100% agreed.
every
Wow.
time. Takes me
Yes.
right out of it.
You guys need to see him in Irresistible. I thought he was pretty great in Irresistible.
He
I'll be open
ruined
to that.
Predators.
But
from what I've
scene,
read
the
about-
scene where he takes the Polaroid with David,
Yes.
Duke, that was so fucking.
Is it bad
fantastic.
to say that's like the perfect role for him? Like that type of
Yes, that's
character?
bad
No,
to say.
I maybe.
I don't think he's racist in real life. I'm just like head of the Klan. That works.
Well, from what I have read about David, though, I mean, I thought that like that's how he came across. I thought it was really, really excellent. Yeah.
Can we talk about how Spike's great with tension though? When he's
Oh my
just
God.
about to be found out,
Yeah.
and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, why was the Mexican guy a part of the KKK? Did anyone else have that conversation? The guy who calls out Flip.
Do they hate everyone or just the Jews?
I mean,
and
there's
people
not
of
a lot
color?
of Mexicans
Well,
in the KKK. Because they're
in-
not
don't know
pure white
that.
Aryan.
In higher learning, they are very anti-Hispanic.
Mm,
I can say that for sure.
maybe it's like skinheads. There's different like branches.
Because no,
of
it's
the
pure
Klan.
Aryan race. But yeah, I guess there's probably different versions.
Maybe they ran out of extras. What do you want from me? Fucking
But yeah, so but yeah, go ahead. You were gonna say something. Can we
What
talk?
else about BlackKklansman other than it's awesome and funny and tense?
Although-
I loved the karma of her dumping the bomb, and then they happened to be
Yes.
parked right next to it.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
excellent.
But it pissed me off every time, just like Omar Epps in Higher Learning. he tackles her, and they show up, and he's like, "I'm a fucking cop.
course.
My badge is in my
Yep.
pocket," and they
Yep.
still fucking put him in handcuffs.
Well,
just-
that's a little too real.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
when
I
they're
think it was-
watching Birth of a Nation like it's a sporting event, that still stays with me. Like, this is fucking disgusting.
Well, and that
fact
was
that you
really
can be
well
like
written
that.
too. The fact that they were discussing the power of Birth of a Nation while they were watching Birth of a Nation. It was,
They were getting real into it.
yeah, they were, yeah.
And that's one of many standout scenes that's like ingrained in my brain when I think about terrible white racists. Like that scene, it's like, how could you get so into this and not think that this is wrong?
Yeah, and just imagine Adam Driver, the person, in real
Having to
life.
sit there and not squirm because if he does, he'll be found
You're
out.
this Jewish detective,
Oh my
and
God.
all of a sudden you're, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah,
And the fact that he connected it to the Charlottesville riots.
yeah. That scene in the diner
Forgot about
after
that.
the arrest of where they're talking to the guy and he's talking about, well, I pulled you over and blah blah blah, and then he's like, "Did you get that?" I was like, "Yes, yes."
I think going back to Green Book, I saw because both those movies came out in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
along with Green Book, and I'm pretty sure I could
Yeah.
be horribly wrong.
You're right.
But the fact
Because
that
he
I
these
won
are,
Best Picture
I haven't
last
seen
year.
Green Book,
These-
but I love everything Mahershala does. That's
no, he's fantastic. I just wish the script and the white savior narrative and the fact that it's made by
Yeah, the narrative is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
But I actually love
let's-
Mahershala and I love Vigo.
But like old elderly white Academy voters think they're doing some good by
know.
voting for that
I know.
shit.
Wasn't it just the
When
male
shit
version
like-
of Driving Miss Daisy?
Yes and no.
To some degree.
Also, Linda Cardellini's in it. She's just great and everything, but that has nothing to do with anything. But anyways, you have these two movies by these two black filmmakers that are phenomenal and spread the message of systemic racism way better than fucking Green Book.
Did Klansman win any awards?
I think Klansman was nominated. Sorry to Bother You was quickly forgotten,
It
unfortunately.
was, unfortunately.
Which is a
but
fucking crime.
Let's move on to Sorry to Bother You because Sorry to Bother Everybody. It was very uncomfortable.
So BlackKklansman, definitely watch it. I mean,
Oh my God,
if we had rated that on the
100%.
show, easily 4.5 out of 5.
I didn't get to rewatch it this time.
Yeah.
I didn't either, but
But
it's
I
again,
will.
it's so powerful.
Well, you've
it
seen
stays
it. I
with you.
hadn't seen it. It
Right.
was, it was
No,
a
for sure,
fantastic
for sure.
movie. It was entertaining,
Absolutely.
but at the same time, it had moments of intensity and it had a great message to it. Just typical Spike. I mean, it was fantastic.
Well, yeah, just like Spike does, but then throughout though, these moments of just tremendous joy
Yeah.
and laughter. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's something therapeutic about it.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah.
And the greatest thing about that, speaking before we transition, is like it starts off with John David he's jovial throughout,
Sure.
right? But eventually the people in the police department join in.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
when they're in the
He
diner at
changes
the end,
people.
everyone's just fucking cracking
Definitely.
up. Yeah. So I love that. Yeah.
I love it.
Sorry to bother you. It's
Boots
also
Riley. Let's talk about Boots Riley real quick.
Bootsy.
Boots. So for those of you unfamiliar with Boots' other work, probably most famous for the bands The Coup and Street Sweeper Social Club with Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. I got to see Street Sweeper live. Really excellent art.
Ironically, Rage, one of the all-time popular anarchy bands.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
For angsty white
Yeah.
teenagers that have no real problems.
Yeah,
for
apparently
some
people are just
reason.
now waking up to
Yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that when they said
Quietly
Rage
had a
Against
message.
the Machine,
Yeah, exactly.
they were very, I don't know how you could. Fucking Zach's lyrics are like, goddamn,
Because you don't
to
listen
the
to the
point.
lyrics.
Yeah, when
Holy
when they're
shit.
against the man, what the fuck is that in your mind? Like your mother?
Well, Zach is a Native American too, isn't he?
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're most, killing in the name of
Yep.
being their most popular. So in the context of BlackKklansman, right?
Yeah.
Ben
Caught Stealing was fantastic too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Sorry to Bother You has been like his baby, his passion project. He's been
So
trying to get made.
P.S. was Boots the character in the eye patch, or was he not in the movie at all? I didn't.
That I don't know.
Okay.
That I do not know, unfortunately.
But Lakeith, oh my god,
that man is so talented.
I've
like-
never
And Tessa.
seen him and him be off.
Yeah. I
Him and
agree.
Michael B. Jordan. That's for
Was it
real.
Queen and Slim? Is that the one that we saw?
No, that was
That's not-
Get
he's-
Out guy. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Daniel.
Yeah, I know it's Daniel
Yeah,
something.
No, what was
Yes.
the one that Lakeith was in? With,
He's in
The
Uncut
Photograph.
Gems.
and,
was
the,
it?
and Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
No, with the woman
Photograph.
from Lovebirds. Was
The
it the photograph?
Photograph.
The Photograph,
Yeah. He was
yes.
fantastic in that too. Yeah.
Yeah, the only problems we had with that was the script, but not a bad movie.
Yeah.
She's great too and everything.
Yeah.
Without
Did you
a
guys
doubt.
watch Lovebirds? By
It's
the way?
fine.
I couldn't get through
Okay.
It wasn't my thing.
Okay,
I
sorry.
was
Back to
really
sorry.
I
About
love
It.
those two people, so that's why I stuck with
The
it.
jump cuts every time he answers a phone call.
Oh my
fucking
God.
fantastic! I love it.
Again, creative filmmaking will always
Yeah,
get points with
brilliant.
me, even if it doesn't always work. The
Yeah.
fact that you're trying.
I was
something.
mesmerized the whole film.
The white man voiceovers.
You got David
With
Cross,
David
and
Cross.
Patton Oswalt, two of the
Oh
all-time
my
greats,
God.
but also two of the all-time greats with the whitest voices. in the
It
world.
almost felt like, and Terry Crews is in it, but it almost felt
Yeah.
like a idiocracy to a point for me.
Idiocracy almost seems like a better version of what we're living, which I know sounds terrible, but
Yeah.
it's the fact that they have a black president
Yeah.
and they realize that they're stupid and they're open to
Yeah.
finding someone with higher intelligence to
But
make
Terry
them
Crews
better.
with hair? I mean, how much did that fuck with your head? Messed with mine for sure. But yeah, so Lakeith was fantastic. Tessa Thompson, I thought
Always
she was
great.
Oh God!
Always
is
great.
By the way,
Tessa ever not amazing?
Men in
Did
Black
anyone-
International.
do you
but
know
again,
who
not
did her
fault.
voice?
She's great still.
Do you know who did her voice?
I do, but I forget.
Lily Collins.
Oh,
No, I thought it was Cinderella.
No, Lily Collins.
No, I bet it's Cinderella from 2015, Baby Driver.
Lily Collins.
I'm right on this.
Lily Collins
It's Lily James.
did Tessa Thompson's.
Can you look it up? I don't feel like it. Are you not looking it up?
sorry, I was looking at something else.
You look it up.
No, the character I was thinking of that was Jermaine Fowler.
Oh, okay. He had the David Cross.
Jermaine
No.
Fowler was
No,
Mr.
David Cross.
I haven't seen it
Cassius
since the
is
theater.
Sir Lakeith's voice.
Mr. Censor.
Oh, Patton Oswalt's.
Yeah,
eye
Patton
patch.
Oswalt's
Yeah.
voice.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
David Cross. But fuck you.
You always challenge me.
Lily James. She was the one from
Baby Driver.
Yep.
Cinderella. Other things. I can't think of.
wasn't she also in Yesterday?
Yeah, but I didn't see that.
And then she was
I love the Beatles, but I'm like, I don't know why I didn't watch it.
She was in
We'll watch.
Mamma
it
Mia
together.
2.
You know I love the Beatles.
She was in Mamma Mia 2 as well.
I saw that one, but not yesterday. What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
with me? My sister
Did
wanted
you
to
see
see
Blinded
it.
You
by the
still
Light?
haven't seen Yesterday?
We just talked.
We
about
just said
this.
this, so we're
I
gonna all
own
watch
it.
it together.
Yeah.
I heard it was like. Eh.
Oh,
I've
it's really
watched
But
it
I
intense.
love
probably
the
5
Beatles.
times.
No, I thought it was really.
Do you
low.
like
I won't
Across
give it
the
away.
Universe?
It's good.
I love Across.
There are
the
a
All right,
couple
we'll get along then. I'll
Yeah.
watch yesterday then.
There are a couple
And-
spots that might be a little cringy, but overall, it's a good
Yeah.
movie.
100%.
Get that.
Yeah.
Your
We
mom-
can all
So
get
Love
together and watch
Actually
it here on the
director,
big
isn't it?
system if you want.
What's that?
It's the Love Actually director, isn't it? I can't
don't
remember
recall.
his name.
No, it's
that directed.
Ewan McGregor, Drugs. What was that movie?
No, what Danny Boyle? Oh,
Danny Boyle did
Maybe he
direct.
wrote it then.
No, he directed
Oh,
Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was you. No, I know you're right. Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's such a
I
weird
knew what
choice
you
for
meant
him.
too. But yeah,
He gave
while
up
we're-
Bond for this.
Just real quick too. Yes, with Yesterday, did you guys also see Blinded by the Light?
I didn't see either.
I
That's
had
the
no
Bruce
desire to see
Springsteen
it.
makes
Gosh.
my
Was it
life
good?
better movie.
It was so good.
Was it? Okay.
It got good reviews.
As
I
far
wasn't
as just
opposed
like
to
as
it.
a movie,
Yeah.
it
For
was
sure.
way better than Yesterday.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll have to watch it.
Oh yeah.
And you're a big Beatles guy.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Content-wise,
Everyone
obviously, I
should
love
be.
Yesterday.
Did you watch Across the Universe?
I love
Did
Across
you
Where
love
have you
that?
been?
Come on, we just had this conversation.
Sorry, I was looking at my phone. To
He's in
figure
his
out Lily
phone.
James.
All right, what else do we need to say about Sorry to Bother You?
Well, we got to talk about that part because as weird as this movie is, you never think it's gonna go
That
as far
far.
as it does.
Well, let's not talk about that.
We're not
part.
gonna talk about
So
it,
let's say
but
this.
we will.
Army Hammer. I don't know what it is about that guy, but he plays quirky so fucking
Him and his twin are
fantastic.
very underrated.
It's the same person, Tyler.
Is this the CEO?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls with Army Hammer. That dude is a man's man. Like, he's like, fuck, I'll eat the eyeball out of that fish, whatever you want me to do.
Okay.
He's so cool, but he's privileged. I mean, he's the fucking heir to the
He went to
Arm&
Harvard
Hammer.
with his twin.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But there's a reason his name is Army Hammer. Let's put
Okay.
it that way. But he and his wife, they live this, subtle
he married
life
to?
in a normal house. I don't know who he's married to.
Not the house from the movie.
Right. So,
We don't know that.
but there's
About to say,
something
that
about
seemed
him
like an
that, for
estate.
me, that I always find very appealing. Even in that stupid movie he was in with Superman.
They're good in it. That movie just got a
Yeah,
terrible
the movie was
script.
terrible.
Sorry. A lot of people
Which
like it.
Superman?
Oh, what the fuck?
Brandon
it's based on a
Routh?
TV show, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, Henry
it's
Cavill.
Oh,
Henry
okay.
Cavill.
What is it called?
I don't remember what it was called.
Yellow poster based off TV show.
Yellow poster. I love that.
Someone directed.
It's way off
I don't
topic.
care.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's a spy. It's a spy movie based. The
It's gonna
Man
come to
from
me.
Uncle.
Why didn't it take me that long?
It's the man. The man.
And
from
it's a
Uncle.
good director, I thought.
But anyways, so
I remember who it is. so.
Sorry to Bother You is it's not so much a socially conscious movie from a systematic racism side as much as it is class social consciousness.
I mean, white voice. It's very
Yeah,
much
but
about
that's-
systemic racism.
100%.
It's like we
Yes,
have to become
but
them if we're able to
for
live
me,
with them, which is
for me, I felt like
sad.
the story was more about class.
Sure.
And you know how you had the first
Cognitive
floor,
biases that
because you had the
happen to
Asian
include
guy, you had the
race.
black guy, you had the white guy, you had the Mexican guy, you had all of the melting pot of employees on the first floor, and then you get up to the top
it
floor,
gets
and it's
whiter.
literally a bunch of white guys, Mr. Censored Name, and Lakeith's character, and then Armie Hammer, of course, is
Yep.
the ultimate white guy.
Yep.
So, you know, there's definitely some conversation pieces around that. And the fact that, yes, the white voice enabled him to get to where he was. And then the pieces where he couldn't transition out of it. And Tessa's like, that fucks with me every time.
Yep.
And
But
then she goes to her fucking
yeah,
gallery
yeah.
and she has an English
Yeah.
accent.
What the hell?
Yeah, right?
I definitely was not ready for that to
Yeah.
happen.
But yeah, so I enjoyed all three of the movies. The last 10 minutes of Sorry to Bother You just kind of threw me for a
Well,
loop.
I think good satire is supposed to be shocking.
I think so,
Like
too.
you're
Yeah.
so uncomfortable and like,
Yep.
holy shit,
And
we're going
see,
here.
this
that
is
the
the
metaphor
moment where I
sticks
will
with you.
agree
Yes.
with you that Sorry to Bother You was absolutely a satirical film. Absolutely.
When did we disagree?
Oh, you and I have disagreed many times on what is satire and what isn't satire, and that's okay. We're allowed.
I don't recall, but we can
call
all
a
agree
specific
this was
time, but
satire
sure, for sure.
Yeah. For me though,
and apt commentary.
three great movies.
Oh yeah, those are all
And
so good.
varied, I think.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're very.
Higher Learning and
director's styles.
BlackKklansman kind of had the same tone.
No, but that's very
throughout.
much a Spike movie, and that's very much a John Singleton movie.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't think there's
Yeah.
any because I think
What else has Boots done?
this is his only.
This is
movie.
only
Is
this
it?
is directorial debut.
Is he? Do you know if he's working on anything else?
No.
Her wiki, that's all it mentioned.
Yeah.
I think this was a concept album first.
Living in
and
the
then
believe
Garage
that.
was
Yeah, that movie.
fantastic, though. Every time they would try and start messing around, the door would open up. That's fucking awesome. So, three good movies to watch.
Three excellent films.
Three movies that carry kind of a social conscience message with them. Definitely worth watching. If you're offended by talk of systematic racism, if you're offended by talk of being socially conscious,
Then dive into the
then
uncomfort.
fucking watch these movies. You know, that's on you. That's not on anything else. These movies will offer you a level of education, but you also have to accept the fact that they're still entertainment.
Oh, they're great movies.
Yeah.
Oh, don't stop there.
No, absolutely.
Do your research. and
Watch 13th on Netflix.
Please.
documentaries. Absolutely, I'm glad you brought
There
that
are
up.
some fucking fantastic documentaries out right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's I've had the privilege of seeing some early stuff from Netflix, and there's a father-son soldier series that's coming out, and it feels like a documentary. I don't know for sure if it is based on a true story, but it's kind of about a father was a soldier, they have a kid, the son becomes a soldier, and it's just kind of that dynamic. And the differences between when the father was, I don't know.
Wasn't
it's
that a
just
plot in Fantasy Island? You know what I'm talking about?
the fantastic movie that we just saw?
I don't know why that reminded me of it, but I'm like, oh.
So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here, but I think right now is a great opportunity to kind of search for education pieces. I think 2 out of 3 of these carry a heavy message. The third is kind of a subtle message, but it still exists. But I definitely encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone. I know I've had to do it. I know Derek's had to do it. Tyler, I know you've also had to do it. Chris has always been doing it because he's the most socially conscious of the group.
And just more than anything, like widen the,
Go into it with an open mind.
Well,
Don't
I mean,
yeah.
look, diversify,
Yeah.
Your art and your reading material.
Yeah.
And,
Celebrate pride
hear,
too.
listen to other voices.
People don't understand that the whole pride thing was actually started
So
by
all
a
right.
trans
For real?
LGBTQ black
100%.
group.
Yep.
So there's always been a systematic peace involving in these protests, and as peaceful as they may be, just understand that now is the time to educate. Now is not the time to forget what is happening. My goal right now is to continue the conversation with my group of people because I don't want it to die out. I don't want it to just disappear.
We can't
off
be
our radar.
comfortable until we're all comfortable.
Right.
I would rather stay uncomfortable and bring about change at this point in my life. And I'll be 44 next month.
I have
so-
a massive anxiety disorder, so I'm always uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. So, but there's an opportunity to bring about change in not only society, but also ourselves at this point.
Yes.
And I want to wake up tomorrow and be proud of the choices that I made today. And I encourage everyone who's listening to this and watching this to kind of live that life. Don't do things today that you won't be proud about tomorrow.
And if you have done something wrong, don't double down on it.
Yeah.
Acknowledge
Please.
you're wrong. And
Forgive
learn.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Everyone has an opportunity for change. The biggest piece, and something that my therapist consistently reminds me of, is that the only person that you can change or control is yourself.
Yes.
But when you surround yourself with people that see you making that change in yourself, they're going to ask you questions. They're going to have a conversation with you, and it gives you an opportunity to encourage them to make that change.
Like you mentioned at the last few scenes in BlackKklansman,
Yeah.
it's so obvious how much he's changed the
yeah,
lives of everyone
and it was
around
so
him.
well written to include that in the movie.
I love it.
Absolutely. So be the change. Continue to be the change.
And if you're not already registered to vote, please
yeah.
do so.
Fight for social justice, and fuck Trump. Sorry, did I say that? Yeah, I
It's
said
cool.
that.
Amen.
That's why the toilet
Do that.
paper's right there.
Yeah.
Wipe down to Trump's last day. Guys, it was so fucking good to be back in
God,
the
Yes.
it feels great to be
God,
here.
it's we don't have to worry about delay. Chris is gonna make the audio sound fucking fantastic again, and I'm so excited to have new content out there. So let's continue this up. Derek, keep kicking ass in real estate.
Thank you.
Tyler, keep being Tyler, and I'm glad that we get to hang out some more, watch more movies. So yeah, I'm excited. Welcome back to Popcorn Tribunal, and more to come. Thanks, guys.
Stay up.
Yo.
Later.
Stay up. But if you stay up for more than 4 hours, call a doctor.
Elevated high, living life.
Stay woke.
Fullest.
Stay up. If you have an erection,
Go down.
if you have a painful erection for longer than 4 hours, first of all, if you have a painful erection, why are you going to wait 4 hours?
Definitely don't wear jeans.